Good morning from Park 43, Government Canyon State Natural Area.
We're back. If you only care about what this park is, you probably want to skip the next 30 to 45 seconds.
For those of you who have been following our parks journey over the last couple of years, I know that we said we were really going to get back to state parks this year, that we had no other big plans, and we were just going to try to nail out the other, 49 or so state parks that we had left. Unfortunately, 2023 has decided to throw us some major curveballs. Some of them not so fun. We had some unexpected family things come up in April and May, but then other things are really fun. Most of you know that we both are actors and we're both pursuing a acting career. We booked roles in the same film that shoots through June and July, so that's going to keep us somewhat busy, and then I booked another film that shoots at the end of August. So I don't know how many parks we'll be able to shove into these couple of months.
But we're going to try.
We're going to try.
It's Texas, so it's already getting hot.
Already. However, we will miss some of those hot months because of some other really exciting news that's going to take us to some really exciting places.
These exciting things are going to take us outside the country for about 3 weeks.
We will update you more as that gets closer, and hopefully we can cram in a couple of state parks before all that happens. Back to the park stuff for the other people that skipped ahead. We're at Government Canyon State Natural Area. This park has almost 40 miles of hiking trails.
We're going to do all of it.
We're not going to do
today.
Today.
We're going to be trail runners.
We're hoping to maybe get through maybe 5 to 7. There are some exciting things to go see here, so let's go check it out. But before we hit the trails, we're going to go get our little park stamp because dang it, do I keep missing them, and the offices are always closed. So we're going early. We're not making the same mistake for the third time. Also, thanks to my dad for this hat. He found it in the middle of the road in Hawaii after it had been run over a good dozen times. Washed it, came out like new. Thanks, Dad. Got it. Now I only have to go back to the other 42 state parks we've been to and get theirs. Yay! One of the major draws here is that they have dinosaur footprints out in the backcountry. We're going to hike out there to go see those. And then there's a really pretty overlook to view them from above. So that's pretty cool. Second, I think we came at a really great time of year because look at these wildflowers.
Kids of the summer sun, don't wake us up until the dream is done. We are the kids of the sun. We are the gangsters of paradise. Our hearts are pure and our love is blind. We are the kids of the sun. We got the light. Those summer nights.
A few fun things about this park. It sits over the Edwards Aquifer Recharge Zone, so it's a highly sensitive area. We also just saw a sign that it is a very important bird area. There's tons of birds and wildlife out here, which is super exciting. The other interesting thing about this trail is when we were leaving the headquarters, there was a sign that said they don't advise people to start this hike after mid-morning, and I recommend that you take 5 bottles of water per person. 1 bottle of water per person per mile. So 5 bottles of water per person for this hike. We're going to get to it because it's already starting to get hot and it's 10 o'clock in the morning.
The trails here are nice and wide. However, they are very rocky. So I would say a mountain bike could probably do it, although it'd be kind of fun dodging the really big ones. But if you have a stroller, I would not recommend bringing it because you're going to get bogged down a lot in this stuff.
made it.
There's dinosaur footprints here. See what they look like.
Cigarettes and dirty magazines. We are the kids of the sun. All the queens laying on the beach. Always just a little out of reach. We are the kids of the sun.
Not quite as amazing as Dinosaur Valley State Park, but still really, really cool. There is an Overlook trail that goes up above this, so you can look down and see the tracks from a bird's eye view and maybe get a better angle. So I think we're gonna go check that out.
We are the kids of the sun. We are the kids of the sun.
The Overlook Trail.
We've been super lucky so far to have mostly shade on these trails, but now that we're up on top of the Overlook, the sun is out in full force. So we took the opportunity to use this tiny bit of shade so that I could put on my sun protector shirt thing, which is hot and miserable, but better than a sunburn.
We got the light. Those summer nights, we had it right. We got what you want. We are the kids of the sun. We are the kids of the sun. We are the kids of the sun. We are the kids of the sun.
As much as it makes my legs absolutely tingle in fear to stand that close to the ledge and look over, the view is amazing. You can really see the dinosaur tracks. We can only really make out one full one and then a couple of other small partial ones, but the view from up here is so much better. If you only have the time to come and hike to either down there or up here, we would say come to the Overlook and see it from up here instead. Although really it only took about another 10 minutes for us to kind of backtrack a little ways and then come back up to the Overlook. So you should have time to do both, but if that 10 minutes is really going to put a squeeze on you, come up to the Overlook first. This is the Zeiselman House. It is at the intersection of the Overlook Trail and the, hold on. Joe Johnston Trail. Right when you come out of the Overlook Trail, if you come the long way further up, this is boom, right here. Interesting story to go along with this house. They don't know why it was built. It seems to have been never finished. They don't know if it was ever used. There's a lot of speculation about what it was used for. The Zeiselman family who bought this land and then built the structure later, owned a bakery in downtown San Antonio, which was a full day's travel from this location to their bakery in the late 1800s. So they're not really sure why they decided to purchase this chunk of property. The speculation that they think what it might have been used for was a stagecoach inn, possibly housing for cavalry soldiers, or, a stagecoach stop, a hotel, or a spot for cavalry soldiers to bed down. But they don't think it was ever finished, and they don't really know if it was ever used. How weird. We just got onto the little windmill trail, and there's a primitive toilet. I'm gonna go check it out. That was the nicest composting toilet I've ever been in. It was not sweltering. It was breathable. It wasn't super stinky. Sometimes they're really awful. Sometimes they're really dirty. This one was not. This one was very nice. They still had hand sanitizer in the little dispenser thing. It wasn't empty, so somebody keeps an eye on it. That was really nice. 10 out of 10.
This is a beautiful trail, just kind of right here where all the wildflowers are. The fun part is when you're wearing shorts and it's overgrown like this, you definitely want to, when you get back to your car, check yourself for like ticks, or just kind of watch out for snakes when you're walking through high grass like this. But it's really pretty.
So beautiful. I love it. We just walked the little windmill trail. Now we're here. We're going to take this green trail, which is called the Sendero Balcones Trail, and we're going to take it down to the Twin Oaks Trail, cut back over to Joe Johnson, which is what we hiked in on, and that's what we're going to hike back out. I am exhausted and hot, but it is really pretty out here, and I'm really glad that we came. I was hoping that we would have seen more birds, which is a bit of a bummer that we haven't. We've heard a lot, but we haven't really seen a lot. But there is a sign over there that says that that trail is closed between March 1st and September 1st for all of the birds that are on the endangered species list. And I guess maybe a lot of them live that way. A jet! A fighter jet just flew by, which I adore. It's one of my favorite sounds on the whole face of the planet. There are 2 Air Force bases in San Antonio, so periodically you'll probably hear something like that fly over. That's the second one of the day for us. I wish we got a shot of it. It was perfect. Curving right across the sky. Beautiful, beautiful.
We were at the point where you almost regret coming all the way back here, and you're at the trudging part where you just trudge.
I don't want it to sound like we're complaining.
Oh, I'm having a great time.
Because it's really, really beautiful out here. However,
It was hot.
it's sweltering in here. Every once in a while you get a breeze, and that's really, really nice. But it's super humid, and we're not even in like the throes of summer yet. I think the high today is
90.
88, 90.
Yeah.
We have a lot of cloud cover, which is really, really, really nice.
It's just
I feel very out of practice. All that to say, bring water, come prepared. I don't know how many people we've passed on the trail today.
we had
Had
nothing.
nothing. They had no water. They had no
Snacks.
sun protection. Nothing. And you know that they are feeling it now. If I'm feeling it and I have plenty of water. We've been drinking water all day. We've been snacking all day, keeping ourselves hydrated and fueled. And I am ready to throw the towel in. So come prepared.
And you can't throw the towel in. You have to finish, because otherwise you're just out here in the middle of nowhere.
We probably still have like another 4 to 5 miles.
Ish. You got it.
We can do it.
She's got it.
We've done it before. We can do it. We decided to sit on this rock and take a break because so far at every trail intersection that we've had, there's been benches to sit at, except for this one. So we just got onto I think the Twin Oaks Trail off the Balcones something or other trail.
Yeah.
No bench.
Found a rock.
Found a rock.
Old school. .6 miles down.
2 miles to go.
We got it.
Also, listen to those cicadas ringing in the summer.
That's the sound of Texas. At least central Texas.
They are so loud.
made it back to the visitor center. Lydia is pooped. She's really wrecked. It was pretty hot, and towards the end there, man, she just didn't start feeling very good. So, my poor baby.
I made it. Now I get to relax. I don't even care if a bird poops on me right now. That would be just my luck, and I'm okay with it.
Park recap. This park was absolutely beautiful. The cicadas were out. The flowers were kind of catching the tail end of all the wildflowers, so there's
beautiful.
still a lot of them around. So if you can get here like prime wildflower season or anything close to that, it's definitely worth it. It was about 90 degrees today. It was the high, although it felt a lot hotter.
So humid today.
There's definitely some trails where you kind of dip down into a tree line and there's no like breeze, so definitely bring water, bring snacks. We saw so many people out there that were just kind of walking with absolutely nothing, and most of those people were just walking out to look at the dinosaur footprints. When we got on the back trails, we saw nobody except for like a group of guys and one mountain biker.
We saw one mountain biker
who
way
was
out
shocked,
of the backcountry.
shocked to see us out there.
And then the group of guys that we saw were heading up towards the Overlook Trail.
The main attraction here is the dinosaur footprint.
And it's still a 5-mile round trip out there. It's not a short trek.
Yeah. And it was definitely pretty cool. I could only make out one, and then I think I made out a couple other ones that were also footprints, but I'm no expert. I definitely know there was at least one, and we got some shots of it.
In all, we hiked about 8 miles today, which was probably a good 3 miles too many for me.
She did fine.
I made it back. I'm doing fine. I'm just exhausted. Every piece of me hurts. The trails out here, part of that is not just the distance and it's not just the heat, but it's also because these trails are really, really, really rocky. Your feet are all over these rocks. There's hardly, I would say probably 98% of the trail is rough terrain.
Yeah.
It's not easy walking.
At least the parts that we walked. There are
the trails that we did. There's tons of trails that we didn't do. There's
here.
probably another 30 miles of trails that we didn't touch. We didn't touch at all the front country up here, and those are probably easier. Those seem to be more prairie land, and I think that would be a far easier walk than way out back.
When it comes to the dinosaur footprints, you also really want to get up on the Overlook, because if you can make it up there, first off, it's stunning, just the view, but also looking down, you can really see the dinosaur footprints stick out.
Yeah, you can tell way more where they're at, what they look like. It's really cool.
They also have camping. We drove around and looked at that. It looked really nice. It was very clean. I actually stopped and looked at the bathrooms because they looked brand new. They are pretty new. They're air conditioning. There is showers, and they're just nice facilities.
Even the facilities up here are really, really, really nice. One more thing about the camping, it's tent camping only. I think they have like 23 sites that are like little walk-in tent sites, but there's no RV sites. This area up here by the little headquarters building is really, really, really pretty. Everything here just feels well taken care of and very clean and very new. No complaints there, no complaints about staff. Everybody's been super, super nice. Really beautiful park. Like we said earlier, if you can come out in the springtime, catch all the wildflowers, definitely worth it.
Also get here first thing in the morning.
Oh my gosh, so early.
I believe they open at
7. And they're closed 3 days a week. I think they're closed, I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll put it in here. But the days that they are open, they open at 7. Get here at 7.
Definitely get here at 7.
It gets hot fast.
All in all, we had a great time here. It was absolutely beautiful. It definitely was not that crowded.
No.
And I would highly recommend you come and see the dinosaur footprints at least. And if you're into hiking, they have plenty of trails for you.
Plenty. Come enjoy it. So we started here at the headquarters building. We walked out this way, came up, saw the dinosaur footprints here. Then we backtracked the short way up to the lookout here, finished out that trail, came over, here's that primitive bathroom, came to the little windmill trail, down this one, over to the Twin Oaks and then back down this guy to the visitor center.